Let's learn how to add funds to your MetaMask wallet, how to import tokens, and how to add new tokens and networks to MetaMask. Alright, so here's our account. See the one created, zero assets, zero activity. Now we want to import some tokens to it. Let's say, so here we can just see Ethereum, or if we go to Cronos, we just see zero. And let's say we want to add more tokens here. If you click import token, you can search for tokens and you can manually add them like this. Import token, and you go back to your account. We copy it, you can start having your list of tokens. So if you want to send or receive stuff easily. At the same time, if you want to hide your token, just click here, top corner, hide, let's see, and hide. So it's pretty easy and straightforward. And in some case, this token won't be here. You can add a custom token. So you can add here the token called contract address, token symbol, and the decimal. And then to get those numbers, a good way to find it, if you go on the chain, for example, we're in Ethereum. So for Ethereum, we got the Etherscan. So Etherscan is the leading blockchain explorer, search API and analytics platform for Ethereum, a decentralized smart contract platform. So basically what they do, everything that happens on blockchain is tracked. That's also why the blockchain is transparent, because everything is here, every single transaction that happens, nothing is hidden. If you want to see all transactions that happen, welcome. That's the place. You can see everything that happens, transactions, that's from price, like all those great numbers here. And super invite you to jump on Etherscan and have a look, because you can open any one of them. You see everything that's happening. That's the most transparent thing ever. So you can open transaction here. And of course, it's going to take a while for it to figure out. But this is also what provides security. That's the cryptography, Because you can't recognize what it is, but like, it's just the number of transactions. You can see status, block numbers, like who sent it, and address, like send it to who, and you can see what happened, the value, how much it was, and fees. So on the Etherscan, it's nice for you to start to understand like why blockchain, why it brings value, and all that. So have a look, and you can find some people. Well, here this guy he sent 0.1 letter, that's around $360, and then he paid this protection fee, that's get the price. So it's super interesting to learn more about it. And then let's go back here to top screen tokens, ERC20 token. So again, if you don't have the token on your list here, you can open it on Etherscan. And let's open one. Here. And you're going to have the profile of the coin. And remember, tokens, custom, you see contract address, single decimal. On here, you can see profile, summary, contract, decimal, then you can get it here. Or, another interesting way, you can click on more, add token to MetaMask. You add your token, there it is. See how nice it is, and everything is super easily connected. And again, this wasn't Ethereum, but for every chain, they have their own scanning website. For Ethereum, it's Etherscan. If you go to Cronos, because Cronos is scanned, that works the same. It looks the same, and it was built by the same team. So your Cronoscan, you can check all transactions that happen. If you go to Polygonscan, everything that happens Polygonscan. So super interesting. And as well, you can also keep track of everything that happens. So if I take here, for example, my address, Ethereum, we drop it there. you can see all transactions that managers ever happen. Right now, you don't see anything because I just created this account and there's nothing. But soon as I start interacting with this account, you start seeing things here. That leads me through the second part of this video. It's time to fund our account. It's time to start adding some funds. There are a few ways that you can fund your MetaMask account. You can buy straight tokens here. Here you can buy straight with the third classification, transact. You can deposit straight Ethereum. That's basically if you have Ethereum somewhere else or someone wants to send you, you can receive it. And now, and also MetaMask has phone application, and I saw that Apple Pay just added the possibility as well. So if you have it on your phone, you can also use Apple Pay and buy tokens straight away. But at the same time, they're not the best option because if you use these options here, for example, see wire how it works. You gotta pay transaction fee and network fee. A way that I personally do, like I have an account on a centralized exchange, I have an account on Crypto, so that I can transfer funds via bank transfer and there's no fees behind it. You should transfer funds there. So I just get it, I have a token from there, and then transfer to MetaMask. So I just transferred some funds from my Binance account. So I'm using the Binance Smart Chain. Because if I will transfer from Ethereum, I will have to pay a $10 fee, and on the Binance Smart Chain it's 80 cents. So I transferred here some USDC. Then if you click on Port Token, there isn't the automatic way. So I'm going to open here the BSC scan token. Let's go back 20 tokens, and I'm going to find USDC. That's the one. You have here a token to Web3 wallet. It already happened. So a token, and check your account. Here you go. Transferred $10 as a test, and then try. Now what I'm going to do, every time I do a first transaction to whatever was, especially as there's so many networks, I think it's confusing. I do a small value testing just to make sure that the network's right, that the number that once I see that it's working, then I go and I transfer the full amount. And that is it for today. So here we have our 580 USDC in our account. And we also learned how to import new tokens. So from tomorrow, our adventure really begins, where we'll be learning how to swap tokens between networks and interacting with the centralized application. See you. On a side note, it's interesting because how this account is fresh new. I entered the BSC account that to check the transaction, and then I went here BSC account and how we deposit 500 on this wallet. It appears here, so I just added my address as deposit. And if I come here to the 20 tokens, we can see that there is the initial $10 that I sent, times 20, 3,500, and here's this sheet here. Just watching, what the hell is that? And that's the famous category. And then that's super important as well to know, as it's all transparent, it's all easy as well for people to send stuff and also find interesting article here. What should I do when unknown coins appear in my MetaMask wallet? And it explains fully what to do, but basically this might happen because how it's all public, you can just get a list of all available wallets and transfer things. So the best thing to do is ignore it. And if you see this random transaction of this coin, clearly I can't go like this decentralized.online. It's like trying to attracting people to go to their website or try to figure out. So the best thing to do is to ignore contact from these scam coins. Just drop it. You know, individually open their link there's no information. Total supply, one Canadian dollar, just one transfer, one background. So super weird. So the best thing to do is to cut it out, ignore it.
See you next time.